Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for Sunday the 14th to Sunday the 22nd. Let's get right into things. I'm just going to be pulling cards today. I'm going to pull a couple crowning, and then I'll pull a basic Celtic cross spread just for general messages. Then I'll break out into some information about relationship, some info about career at the end. And remember, these are general messages, so try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. Let's see what we have from the Wisdom of the Oracle to get us started here. A change in the wind, so there is some change coming. Remember, on March 20th, we have the equinox, and for you guys, it's going to be hitting you in your 4th house of home. So I don't know, maybe some of you are doing some sort of moving or some sort of shifting around with who's living in your home with you, buying a home, selling a home, anything with the home, or just changing your circumstances so that you feel more at home in your life. Let's see what we have here. Help from above. Who doesn't love that? Beautiful. Very nice. Let's put that here. Okay. Okay, and then we have the Moonology. Let's pull the Moonology card. Okay. Change in the wind. The change is coming. Help from above. So something very serendipitous is happening here. Something very destiny-driven. Nothing is happening by accident. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Cancer is the 4th house of home, and this is exactly where you have the sun is going into Aries on the 20th, and the equinox in your 4th house of home. So whatever you have going on, whatever is going on as far as you shifting into a new phase in your life, everything and everyone in your life is fine. You're like literally like everybody's being watched out for. I love this energy that I'm getting. Really nice. So let's just get into this basic Celtic cross spread. Again, I'm going to interpret it for career, relationship, family, whatever comes up. And then I'll do an extended on the relationship. Pull some cards for an energy you might be dealing with, and then additional messages for anything going on in career. Any messages Capricorn needs to understand right now. Pentacles. So it seems like something is being realized in the recent past. Some sort of information's coming into you that's very helpful. Maybe getting help from somebody. Okay, let's just pull these and then we'll get right into that. Let's put these here for now. Maybe we'll pull some clarification. So we have the Page of Swords, yeah. So the Page of Swords is something useful coming in, some sort of useful information coming in. You might be getting help from people around you, or you were actually up until this point, because this is the recent past. You were getting help from people around you to help further your ambition. Maybe a new job offer or a new contract came in. Something came in regarding some sort of new agreement, something about an agreement. Some of you may have met a person who is a Page of Swords energy, and this could be somebody who, while in the moment they could be kind of insensitive and forthright, they're ultimately a good ally that can help turn challenges into opportunities, particularly regarding business, somebody who's a very quick learner. But you are in this space of really relying on your intelligence. So if this has to do more with a relationship, this is a personification of air, and air is always about truth and communication, and it's Page, so it's new. It's something coming in, some sort of information coming in, and you realizing something. Now, some of you may have also been maybe found out about something going on in relationship via like gossip, maybe from somebody else, or you saw something online. It could also indicate that. So we have this current situation. We have the Knight of Wands being crossed by the Eight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Wands is as a proposal coming in, right? And this is going to influence events, right? Where the speeding up, things are lifted, decisions coming in an area that maybe you've been feeling maybe either blocked, or things have been moving rather slowly. Things finally being like picking up. You feeling like they're picking up. So really is an energy that calls for you to fire up your creativity, your ambitions, your passion, your motivation, for sure. Now, you might be meeting a person like this, who's somebody who's very creative, very innovative, really inspirational and motivating. They have a lot of stories to tell. They might be though, you know, on the shadow side, they might be a little impatient, tend to make snap judgments about people based on first impressions, you know, but they could be very talkative, very charismatic partner if it has to do with relationship or even business partner, you know, anyone like that, where you feel, but this energy is able to, feeds into this very sort of motivating, exciting energy that you're experiencing. We have this crossed by the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is all about mastery, right? It really is. So this is focusing on responsibilities in a very diligent and hardworking way so that you can master something. So it's like money or even connection, mental, physical, emotional, right, is on its way as a result of previous efforts. So either work you did, or you reaching out to somebody, or you trying to work something out, but opportunity for further education or like an additional skill set is indicated here. Anything that would help you become more masterful in whatever it is that you do, okay, having to do with that. This could also indicate, though, figuring out once and for all what you want, need, and desire in a relationship, and figuring out in a very logical and diligent way, like how to apply that to your relationships. Being super honest with yourself. And we have the Strength energy as the crowning here. So the Strength card does indicate that if your relationship has been tested, if this has to do with relationship, things getting better as long as balance is had, because it's like somebody's ego has been an issue, and the ego needs to be stroked so that the mind can open up, kind of thing. And you may be the one who needs to do that. So that could manifest here for those of you in relationship. For those of you not in relationship, this could certainly indicate you meeting somebody, because I was going to say Leo means Leo. Strength energy is Leo, and Leo is the 5th house of romance, falling in love, the act of sex, you know, love affairs, that, you know, so it's not really marriage type of stuff. It's the stuff that's sort of new, right? All of that. But if this has to do with work, this is a really creative energy, super creative. Now, some of you may be having a situation at work where somebody's ego is an issue, but a little bit of empathy is going to go a long way in this energy for sure. And you being able to exercise your creativity. So it could be an ego issue, or you being in the space of saying, you know what, I think I really kind of want to do my own thing, being very creative. Because remember, it's 5th house. 5th house it's the house of creativity. That's why our children are found there, right? So children might be aspected here as well, because we create our children. We create things that that only we can formulate, right? So it has to do with any creative element that we could bring to the table. We create romance, we create those things for ourselves, right? That's why all of that is in that 5th house energy. So regardless of how it settles up, it does seem like a really nice energy. Some of you may have some sort of change or shift in focus regarding the idea of children, or something going on with your kids right now. We have the 6 of Wands as the foundation. The 6 of Wands is about deserved success. Really great energy if you've been struggling lately. Getting acknowledgement at work, really good. For relationships, feelings are shared, well received. Great communication. Excellent for deepening a connection. Really, in general, this is just good news in any aspect of your life, regardless. Whether it's like love, work, school, property, any sort of decision making, really, really good. So very nice energy here, but yet there is some confusion for you, right? We have the 7 of Cups energy here. And this is your Venus and Scorpio. It's all about choices and confusion, extremes, commitment issues, not sure what's real, what's not. So you're afraid to commit to something because you're not sure what's on the other side. You know, again, because it's Venus. So Venus has to do with money, love, and also how you feel about stuff, right? Venus rules our self-esteem and our self-concept. And when it's in Scorpio, Scorpio is all about change and transformation because it's ruled by Pluto. So it's like things are changing. You feel it, you see it, but things are so up in the air right now. But what you do know, and you could feel it and you could vibe it even if no one's saying it, is that you're at the beginning stages of something. So either like the beginning stages of Guys, honestly, fill in the blank. You could be at the beginning stages of the ending of a relationship. You could be at the beginning stages of a new relationship, the beginning stages of transitioning out of something in your career, the beginning stages of a new career, right? But it is this idea of beginning, but things being up in the air and you being like, I'm not sure exactly what's on the other side of this. And it's not necessarily negative. There could be a lot of positive things popping all around you, but you have to be careful about what is what, right? Because a lot of things can be kind of smoke and mirror energy. There could be red flags that you're not even seeing. So, and but you're smart enough to understand, like, you're not sure what's real and what's not real, right? Now, an energy external to you that's impacting you, we have the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is, this could be somebody external to you, or this could be the energy that's surrounding you, where there's this idea of resources being tested and there being financial issues, or at least fear of financial issues. And if you're resonating with it, you need to consider a new option, a new strategy, a new focus to help figure something out here. This could also, for others of you, having to do with there's just a fear here about money, fear, security. Maybe somebody's afraid that they're going to lose their home, or they're afraid to move out, or they're afraid to move on from something, right? Now, for others of you, you can resonate with this as you being surrounded by the pain of the aftermath of a breakup, or you dealing with somebody who is struggling with the breakup or the ending of a relationship with you. It could even be where, even if they're accepting of the ending, they might be in this space where, for example, let's say if it's the end of a marriage, where your partner is like really worried about their security, or they're worried about losing their home, and all of that very tense stuff that comes with the dissolution of a marriage, right? Or even the dissolution of a business partnership, right? That could even happen here as well. Now, we have your block here. Your challenge is this Five of Cups. So this is about sadness and loss and leaving something before you feel fully ready, for it to end. But you're going to be able to deal with it. The challenge here, though, is understanding that, being able to assimilate like the stress of a situation with your life right now, so that you could sort of get going in a different direction that's healthier for you. So it does seem like if you're going through something that's really stressful, this is a very like page turning kind of energy, but your challenge could be here in kind of assimilating that sadness kind of thing, but why do I say you're going to be fine? Because it's like you're focusing on the Three Cups that are down, right? 1, 2, where are they? 1, 2, 3, okay? These 3 cups. 1, 2, 3 are down. And look, you're focusing there. You can't even see these 2 cups that is still standing right behind you. So that's where there's love. That's where there's hope. That's where there's a new job. That's where there's, a new hope in a new relationship, something like that, whatever it means to you, right? It's a general message, but where there's hope there, you're not focusing on the hope or the seeing the way out of anything right now. And that's part of your challenge. You want to. You're certainly not a glass half empty kind of person, but you're having a hard time seeing past whatever it is, having to do with this job, this family situation, relationship, whatever it is. We have the Ten of Swords in the near future, and there's history here. There's a history here. This is about endings, a finality, right, of something, of a really difficult, I'm going to just say time period in your life, right? And even though it's going to be painful, the thing here is, keep in mind, it's like one sword at a time over time. Doesn't feel good, right? So there's going to be this release of frustration, or release from the frustration, right? And from the stress that you've been feeling. So you're going to be able to transform into a healthier space from here. But this could have to do with a lot of like gossip at work, gossiping within family. A lot of times gossip and other people are responsible for this ending. Could certainly be, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be like, your partner did one thing after another, after another, after another. Your business partner, your marriage partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that brother, that sister, that extended family, whatever it is. It's like, okay, you know what? No more. I'm done. Put a fork in it, kind of thing. We have the Ace of Wands as the final outcome energy here, which is awesome. This is auspicious for every area of your life. This is all about new beginnings. So I like that it comes after the Ten of Swords, because this was not good. Here we have good, new beginnings, new enterprise, creative projects, excellent for new work, great for creativity, because Wands are creativity. It's will, it's passion, it's feeling very passionate about something. This could be the conception of ideas as well as family, because this is also about virility. So, very good, energy if you're looking to get pregnant. If you're not looking to get pregnant, be careful, because to get this as the final outcome energy, okay, pay attention to that. But definitely a new chapter of something very passionate for you, something that you feel very passionately about regarding like something creative, something you feel very motivated by, or could literally be a new relationship. There's definitely a change in the winds, and you're going to be just fine. It's like somebody is, has your back on the other side. Somebody has your back on the other side. I don't know, somebody who's passed, a mother or father, an aunt and uncle, somebody's got your back. So the two clarifiers for this Ace of Wands, because I'm nosy and I want to know more information about what you have going on. That sounds so good. In this Ace of Wands energy, we have a Two of Wands, beautiful. Making plans, moving forward. Excellent. This indicates partnership. You gaining influence at work. I really love this. But there are two aspects to a situation, and you have to figure out which road, which strategy is best suited for you. So if it has to do with a job, which one best maximizes your skill set? If this has to do with a relationship, what best suits you in the long term, not in the short term? So you're kind of looking at the whole package here. This does indicate a new romantic partnership, possibly through work or friends, but overall, really, really good opportunity here on the way, allowing you to be happy, allowing you start a rise in work, allowing there to be something really beautiful coming in your personal or your public life, quite frankly. And then to have the Two of Cups clarifying this, so hello, awesome. New passion if you're unattached or if you're in a transitional space. This is a very mutually supportive energy coming in, very positive proposal. This is if things are very difficult. If you're feeling like you're in a very difficult space right now, this is harmony returning. So this is like a very harmonious connection. So, let's say if the Ace of Wands is a new job and the Two of Wands is like, okay, I got this job offer. Do I keep doing what I'm doing, or do I leave this? What do I do? This is sitting down and negotiating in a really great way. Money, hours, schedule, like what's going to be going on, and everybody having this fabulous, mutually supportive meeting of the minds. Similarly, right, with the relationship of, that's like intimate, it's, this new beginning, picking this new beginning in relationship, right? You pick, am I going to stay in this? Am I going to go with this? And this beautiful, mutually supportive conversation happening here. Now, some of you who've been in a relationship for forever and you are kind of connecting with it like that, this Two of Wands could be you being in the space of saying, whatever I do, I have to do for my best good. And your partner who you've been with for a long time sits down and is finally like very mutually supportive, and things that have been difficult, you guys finally figure it out and you're able to end up in a very nurturing relationship. Others of you are going to be deciding to go the other way, right? But you're going to end up in a good relationship no matter how you slice it. It does seem here that is the weather, okay? I cannot account for human choice, but what I do see, regardless, is there just definitely being a change in what's going on right now. And it's a very, just with that new moon in Cancer, that's such a spiritual energy and help from above. That's what I just feel like somebody's sort of like helping you out on the other side that really cares about you, Capricorn. So that's really beautiful. All right. So why don't we pull some more energies here on this relationship? So we'll pull a Celtic cross spread for you, and then we'll pull some cards, do a quick subjective read after that for an energy that you may be dealing with, okay? Ace coins, strength, yeah. So some of you may be in this space where you very much want this new beginning. You want a new connection, but ego might be getting in the way. Either somebody else's ego, your ego. Commitment issues. I get it. Capricorn, you've been through a lot in relationships, honestly, the past couple of years. So I completely understand if you're in the space where it's like, I don't really know what I want. I'm just not sure. So we have the hangwoman in reverse coming into this energy, which indicates selfishness and feeling like a victim and experiencing this energy that kind of feels like a traitor. And I know that sounds very like, feeling like a victim sort of sounds like woe is me-ish, but like you may really be in this space where it's like, damn, they took advantage of me. Like, what happened? And you really being kind of confused about that, because the hangman, hangwoman energy, that's always a Neptune energy, right? Whether it's upright, whether it's reverse, and it's just very hard to you were definitely in a space where there was confusion having to do with relationship up until coming into this energy, because you just were not sure, right? It's a very smoke and mirror kind of energy. It's you pulling back and trying to get a different perspective so that you can understand things differently. So we have the Ace of Coins as the situation right now, and the Ace of Coins is really, it's a very good energy. It's happiness, contentment, getting what it is that you want, coming to you quickly. This bringing a foundation of stability. It's just really beautiful. And remember, coins is mental, physical, and emotional connection. It's not only money. So we have that. So you being in this space where that's kind of just like what you want, but it's being crossed by the Strength energy. So for those of you in relationship, I mean, the challenge here is, how do you find balance in this imbalanced situation? Because you guys have been going through a challenging period if you've been in a long-term relationship. And it's set to improve so long as you could figure out the balance situation. Okay, so that somebody needs their ego stroked, and that might be really challenging to figure out. Somebody's got a lot of opinions going on here. And I don't feel like it's you. I feel like this may be an energy that you might be dealing with, but the energies could always be vice versa, okay, with these. Now, again, the Strength energy is Leo. Leo is also falling in love, romance. So a lot of you may be in this space where it's like, you're just super confused about a past connection that you've been in. You're very open to meeting somebody new, but you're just not meeting anybody who, right now, where you feel like your shoes are on the right feet, It's like person's just not really hitting the mark, and that's kind of okay with you at this point. Like, you want it, but you're not going to kill yourself about it. You're not going to sacrifice what it is that you really want, because you've been through a lot, and you don't want to go through something like that again. And we have the Two of Cups as the crowning energy, which is the best to be achieved outcome, which is great, because the Two of Cups really is, again, this mutually supportive energy, right? New love coming in if you are single, things getting better in a relationship if they've been really difficult, but somebody coming in and saying like, okay, let's talk, let's go to therapy, let's do this workshop together, let's get away, let's whatever, blah, blah, whatever it is to make things better. So it's like this positive proposal coming in. So for some of you, it's new energy. For others of you, it's healing energy. And we have the Queen of Swords as the foundation. So all about the truth. Very motivated to find the truth and psychological motivation of whoever it is that you're dealing with. And you being very strong in the adversity of whatever kind of situation is going on here. Some of you may be a single parent in all of this. This could certainly be going on, particularly if it has to do with like a marriage or a more serious relationship where things are in a very sort of confusing space, and you might really be wanting to make the relationship work, but you cannot mitigate this ego, and you really just want to sit down and have a good heart-to-heart and just try to find some healing. But in order to do that, like, you're sitting there just trying to figure out their psychological motivations and like what's going on really, but staying strong in in the face of all of this. So it can manifest a couple of different ways. But as your position right now, we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, again, choices, confusion, extremes, commitment issues. Because you're not sure what to believe. At the end of the day, the Seven of Cups is like, what's real, what's not. Everything feels up in the air, and I can't see on the other side of this, so I don't want to commit to anything. Because if I commit and I get to the other side of this, what if they were lying? Or what if they're not who I need them to be? Or what if it's something that I ultimately really don't want to take on right now? You know what I mean? But you know that you're at the beginning stages of something. And again, like I mentioned before, because this came up in the early one. So for a lot of you, this could be just an extension of that. It's you may be in the beginning stages of the beginning of the end of something, with the beginning of something. And you're going to, I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but keep in mind this is like Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for everyone, just the archetype. I don't know what else is in your chart, right? So of course that's going to inflect how you experience this energy. So it depends on where you're at. Now we do have the Ace of Swords, that's external to you. So the Ace of Swords is about again, this new beginning. So we have new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. But for a lot of you, this is getting over past obstacles and really getting what you want. Thoughts becoming things, because I do get that like this is an energy that's external to you, that's impacting you. So this could be the general energy surrounding you, or an actual person coming in and saying, okay, look, let's fix this, right? And getting over whatever the crazy was before. For some of you, for others of you, it's a new beginning, on a different path. But regardless, there's very clear thinking here, very clear thinking, and an immediate change to circumstances for the better, right? Just remember this, while this is a very mentally agile energy, I always say that it's really nice. It's very important to be assertive and not to be very zealous or aggressive here. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And you're not going to tolerate that from anybody else. So everybody just needs to cool their pipes while they're speaking. Not so easy, right? When we're dealing with very emotionally charged situations, right? So this is your challenge. Oh, what's going on? Because this is being misled by a very morally compromised person, or being surrounded by people who are just giving you bad advice, who are very self-interested. Capricorn, honestly, if you're resonating with this, it's better to tap into your own intuition and just walk your own path and do you and be you. And that's it. Because you may be dealing with an energy who's listening to all the wrong people, who's kind of lost in space, making lousy decisions, doesn't want to know about compromise, and doesn't want to know about everything that's necessary in a relationship, right? I mean, what's necessary? Tradition, convention, expectations. You might be dealing with an energy who's like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And that's kind of hard for a Capricorn to deal with, right? Because you guys are about you got to do your homework, put the work in. You got to do, it's got to be diligence, due diligence, pay it to this. And you may be dealing with somebody who's like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do this, kind of thing. So in the near future, you may be like, I don't know if I even belong in this anymore, feeling some sort of anxiety, not knowing if, feeling kind of trapped. You're going to need determination to pull yourself out of this, even if it means swallowing your pride. You just need to make yourself feel better, whatever it is. Whether it's, tucking your tail to have that conversation that, I get this person maybe just can't, muster up the gumption to have. You being the bigger person and saying, look, we need to have this conversation. We need to figure this out. Which could be happening, right? Because I just want to, let me address it in this way first, because we do have the Lovers as the final outcome energy, and the Lovers is all about making a decision in love. So figuring out are you guys on the same page? Do you both want to work on the foundation of the relationship in a mutual way? Because then you get the blessing of Archangel Raphael, and it's great. But if not, you really need to figure that out, because everybody's got to be on the same page here. But you might have to tuck your tail and swallow your pride in order to have that conversation, because at the end of the day, you're going to realize that not having that conversation and not doing this is going to actually make you feel worse, because you are feeling this self-imposed limitation. You're feeling trapped, and you're in this space like things are never going to improve. So it's either accepting that and keeping the status quo, or broaching the situation and trying to have that conversation with the person. Obviously you're not going to be able to control whatever they say, but at least you're taking the higher road and you're addressing something. So a lot of you are going to be dealing with it like that. But there is a decision in love here. Because the way it is right now, you don't feel like it's a good fit for you. But that doesn't mean that it can't be made into being what maybe it's meant to be, what you thought it was, what it can be, So we have the 10 of coins. Okay, so this is a good energy to get, because this is about maturity, deepening of commitment, sharing values, sharing things. This has to do with legacy, inheritance. There's time involved in this, right? So a lot of sharing, deepening, maturity. And then we have the Magician. Good. Magician is Mercury energy. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Gemini is about communication. Virgo is about problem solving, right? It's the landlord of the 6th house of problems. So really working things out here. And then we have the Empress energy. So some of you might be talking about whatever, moving in together, getting married, having a baby. What do you guys want to do for that? Anything that's going to help facilitate the growth in the relationship. It does seem like this. Not an easy energy, though, because a lot of you, it does seem like there's confusion. You are really not sure how you feel about anything. You definitely feel the change. There is a new beginning here. You're dealing with somebody who you're having a hard time dealing with, because it's like they're not looking to do what sort of needs to be done right now. And you're in the space of like, I don't think that I belong in this anymore. You have the conversation to make the decision. Now, this could go one of two ways. You express 10 of coins, Magician, Empress energy to this person. Let's see what the final outcome is. 8 of coins, needing to master. Will they be able to master it with Capricorn? Princess of coins, yeah. Princess of coins does indicate putting in some serious hard work, right? There being this like new beginning. Something's going to take a lot of serious hard work here for sure. The hard work's going to pay off. Here we have your ruler, right? The world is a Saturn energy. Saturn is your ruler. And this is about, learning a lesson after having gone through a whole lot. And now you're getting your blessings. So it does look positive, but it does look like there's going to be this change. And the change may be like right now you're like, damn it, I don't want this. And then by the end of this time period, you might be like, okay. I'm seeing things a little differently because we had that, I got out of whatever, my own way, and we had that conversation. Because you really might not want to bother with the conversation, to be honest. That's so hard, right? You know what I mean? When you're in this space where it's like, you can identify, 12 things that you don't like about the relationship, and then to be able to be the one to, that has to go in and address the situation. It could be frustrating, but you don't want to bite your nose off to spite your face. So that's going to resonate with some of you. Hopefully that was helpful. But let's pull some energies on someone that you may be dealing with, this person, who it is that you're dealing with. Let's see if we can get a vibe for what's happening on their end of the universe. Let's see. We have the 2 of Cups. Yes, remember that conversation. It's a good conversation. Okay. 9 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. The World. Okay, good. So the 2 of Cups, as I mentioned, right? I mean, this is definitely, things were difficult, harmony coming back, things going really well. You guys having a really good conversation about what you guys have realized. There are lessons learned here, okay? Really open conversation about that. Really nice, okay? And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Now, the 9 of Pentacles, the conversation may be addressing the need for a desire maybe that you have or that they have to kind of really be involved in some sort of independent endeavors. Really talking about how you're each going to focus on your finances, how you're going to focus on being more productive in your life together. So, maybe part of the issue here was that somebody was either not working enough or overly focused on work, something like that. Again, 9 being the number of productivity, it's this integration of body, mind, spirit in a way that ends up being very, very productive. So I do like this. So there's also, you having done a lot of really good work on yourself right now and really being very inspired to have a healthy connection after you doing some really solid work on yourself. And then it's through that where you find success. So there's a lot of honesty here. There's acknowledgement of, what you need as in the way of autonomy in the relationship. There's interdependence is very healthy, but there has to be a certain level of autonomy maintained, right, within a relationship. Like, you still need to be your own person, they have to be their own person, and there's got to be an understanding there for sure. But it does seem like there's been a lot of disconnect. With the Five of Pentacles energy, there's a lot of concern about, if you're resonating with this as far as finances go, definitely a test of resources, financial issues, at least fears regarding that. Could certainly be fears. So this could be a conversation where, somebody, they're really afraid about their finances. And they really want to do something more creative, right? We have the Strength energy. Or this could be the kind of thing where, you guys are having this conversation. It's like lesson learned, epiphanies had. You guys are figuring out like what you each need to feel very successful in the relationship. But it can ultimately make the person that you're dealing with feel kind of empty, meaning like not very connected. The Five of Pentacles, when it comes to relationships, can indicate like that pain of the aftermath of things just like feeling very disconnected and not okay. So, and then when we have this is about, sensing the imbalance in the relationship and wanting to balance it, wanting to figure out a way of being able to do that. When we have the Knight of Pentacles energy, this is somebody who's very loyal and dependable, right? But I do have to call it out here. The Knight of Pentacles can be a little boring and slow to share feelings, right? So it depends on, they might be viewing you this way, you might be viewing them this way, but it's this idea of somebody thinking somebody's like not exciting enough, right? This is like a solid as a rock kind of energy, but might lack the excitement to really kind of capture your heart for the long term in a truly satisfying way, depending on where you're at. So this could be them, or this could be you, because it's a core card. But it's this idea of somebody maybe being bored here, and then there being some anxiety about that, right? Nine of Wands, like, I don't know. This is anxiety, overwhelm, trouble sleeping, and just not responding well to some sort of external stress, because the way out of something is not very clear. So I want to say something here. If this is an energy that you're dealing with, you want to make sure, and those of you who resonate with this are going to know exactly what I'm sensing here. You want to make sure that if your relationship is in a bad space, but you're in a situation where you guys are very sort of, I'm going to say interdependent on each other. Maybe they're a little more dependent on you, having to do with resources. Maybe you are on them. It doesn't really matter. But you want to make sure that there's not this smoothing over of things just because they're worried about money. Because if they're just worried about money and they're thinking you're boring and they're having anxiety over like how to actually handle it, and they want to just stay with you because they don't want to move out of the house, or they don't want to bother creating a new connection, or whatever it is, you just want to keep that in the back of your mind, and you're going to be able to vibe whatever it is. I know a lot of you are not going to like that I'm saying that, but I have to be true to the energy that I'm getting. I just have to. For others of you, this could certainly be you, where they're coming in, having what kinds of epiphanies, and you being like, I don't know. And they might be picking up on the fact that you feel anxious because, you don't really feel like it's actually quite right. So that's what I'm getting for that. Okay, let's pull some energy for... And guys, seriously, don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. I'm going to say that a million times. All right. Let me move these cards because it's like very, very close to my real candle here. I don't want to burn anything. All right. So let's pull 4 across and 4 clarifiers. King of Coins. We like to get that. Okay. 10 of Wands. So we have the King of Coins. Let's clarify that. Clarifying the King of Coins, we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so the King of Coins is really making the most of your assets here, right? Really making the most of your assets, having to do with any kind of either career or money situation. You don't have an ounce of patience for anybody who's looking to take what's yours. Not an ounce. So that can create some sort of conflict here, the Five of Swords energy, because there's this inability to square what it is that you really want to happen here with this money situation or this job and the reality. And it creates tensions in this ongoing conflict that you're probably not even going to win. You're probably not even, it's going to be a lot of anger, a lot of disappointment, because you can't mitigate somebody else's issue. But it's like you're sitting there going like, what do you want? Like, I'm not giving you everything, kind of thing. Or this could be you fighting with somebody who thinks everything is theirs, right? But it's this lack of discord. So, obviously very relevant for any sort of like, business partnership, not getting paid what you're owed, any kind of lawsuit, legal settlement, anything like that. Now, we have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is the card of overwhelm. Being very, just overburdened, like you can't do it anymore. You had to put the wands down. Look at this. And we get the Tower as the clarifier. So the Tower, this is about a necessary surrender here, right? So this could be the restructuring of a business, possible complete change in circumstances, somebody who's like in charge of things, needing to make tough decisions, or maybe even getting like a let go from their role, depending on the situation going on. But definitely ending. We have ending and ending here. So, and again, it could have anything to do with money. It could be your career, a lawsuit, anything like that. And if you're in the space where you are sort of, straddling divorce, not divorce kind of thing, this could certainly be an indicator here where somebody's being very argumentative about like how things would square away if you guys were to dissolve the marriage or even the partnership, that being an issue here. So now we have the Hangman. The Hangman's a Neptune energy. So the Hangman is a very sort of like not clear energy, so don't sign anything, right? As things might seem really unclear right now. And if you're feeling really unclear, just hold back on signing anything like contractual, or dealing with any kind of legal matter, because things might be going on that you're not actually privy to just yet, but you're vibing it, It's like your spidey senses are on for sure. So we have the Six of Cups clarifying this. Very interesting. Is you're very unclear about something having to do with your past. So there's some sort of nostalgia, something going on here. You might be thinking about, your confusion could be, do I want to go back to that job that I used to do? Do I want to go back to that idea that I was entertaining at that time? Oh, I ran into these old friends from the past and they're offering me this situation. I'm not sure if I should do it. Right? It could be anything like that. But for a lot of you, could also be finding the right balance in your business situation, or finding the right balance having to do with this lawsuit, finding the right balance here. And if you feel like you've been treated unfairly up to this point, things going better, things being remedied. So I'm giving a couple of different interpretations because, again, general reading. We have this final card, the Ten of Cups. I mean, this is just such a beautiful card. It is. It's contentment. It's the benefits of security. It's great for business ventures, anything like that, really great. And then we have the Page of Wands. So guys, honestly, this looks like this is like 10 of Cups with the Page of Wands. This is like a new business. I mean, this is good news about any project that requires negotiation, really busy time. This can bring in a new offer. And the thing that I do want to mention though with the Page of Wands is that the status or the attractiveness of a job or an opportunity may not be as high as you'd really like or expect, but it still may appeal to you in theory. Just make sure you read the fine print before signing or agreeing to anything. That's the only little thing. But there's like this newness here, this new cycle. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, this is only for the 14th to the 22nd. Let's see what next week brings. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.